I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Applied myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Zero Sports Talk. I'm Zero Griffey. The trade deadline has come and passed, and I'm here to talk about it. So let's talk about it. A lot of things that the trade deadline showed us is who's contenders and who is sellers, pretenders, whatever. A lot of surprises, especially for me. But the whole season's been that way, especially in the AL, which is like everyone's saying it's lesser this year. But it's really like more competitive than the NL. The NL division leaders are pretty much cruising, except maybe the NL East. But other than that, it seems like the Brewers, the Dodgers have been cruising. But we'll talk about the Dodgers and what's been going on lately. I'm going to get into most of the trades. I want to get into the most important trades, what they mean for the team, and how the team looks moving forward. There was a lot of talks by the Phillies players and the GM I want to talk about. There's a lot of the moves the Guardians made I want to talk about. The Padres made trades as well, which people thought they would more likely sell than buy, but hey, they bought. The Yankees got slightly better, but didn't solve certain problems. But the biggest trade of them all, the Dodgers got Tarik Skubal. Haven't been able to sit and actually talk about this. Not a surprise. Everyone's saying he probably is going to end up going to the Dodgers anyways. What was a surprise was the package they got. So I'm going to bring up a guest to talk about this trade with me. He is a Tigers fan. You'll see him on CTC, Carl Talking College. He is the host. So please help me in welcoming Carl to the stage.
What's going on, man? What's going on, Griffey?
What's good, Carl? Oh, man. Started off with the big one.
Hey, as you can see, man, I'm at work, but I try to make some time real quick to come on Zero Sports Talk to talk about Skubal going to the Dodgers.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right to like talk about this without you like putting your perspective in as well. We talked about it in chats, but we haven't talked about it live in front of people. So let's start it off, man. Tarik Skubal traded to the Dodgers for Zaire Hope, River Ryan, and Brady Smith. What was your initial reaction to that?
I can't say my initial reaction because it was a gift, and you know, it's a family-friendly show. But I'm gonna just say, who are these guys? I'm gonna say that. I heard Zaire Hope is really supposed to be really good, but I mean, when you trade away, in my opinion, the best player in his position, I think that should command a lot more. So I was very confused on why the trade package was so little, especially when I can't remember who it was, but he got traded for like 4 prospects the day after. I mean, I can't remember who it was, but either way, I know it wasn't Skubal type level of elite at his position. But then I hear that River Ryan
Casey Mize, I think it was.
Nah, Casey went for
Robbie
2.
Robbie Ray.
Yeah, Robbie Ray. But I think River Ryan is the pitcher who's like 27 or so and is still battling injuries, just count off Tommy John surgery. and it's still in the minors. I was like, how is this like what you want for Skubal? Like we're giving away an ace. Now, granted, I know our ace now, Troy Melton, has been balling throughout the entirety of the season. He was balling so well that it scared me when it came to Skubal because I'm like, the Tigers are going to think that, oh, we got Troy Melton. We can go ahead and let go of Skubal because Melton has been performing, and he has. But why not have both? Why not have Troy and Tarik?
Yep.
I mean, we already, and then we paid for Humber Valdez, which also scared me because we already allocated a big chunk of money for a guy who has not really been performing that well. Um, so those things led me to believe Skubal was being traded. Now, I obviously, as a fan, didn't want it to happen. I pleaded for it not to happen. And what I'm mostly disappointed about is that we actually called y'all to make this happen from the alleged news
Yeah.
instead of fielding the best offer to make this happen. I feel like if you're going to trade him and like what people were saying, to trade him to get something and let him instead of letting him walk for nothing, why not take the best package available? Now, part of me feel a little bit of respect for the Tigers for calling y'all because y'all, won the last two World Series, excuse me. Y'all need a pitcher as the light went out. This motion sensitive, but
You're good.
y'all do need rotation as starting rotation because Otani dealing with injury, Blake Snell and Tyler Glass now just can't stay healthy. So y'all did need Skubal, and part of me is like, okay, well, we're going to reward you for you being so great with our organization winning two Cy Youngs. We'll put you on a team who
Oh, cut out there for a second.
my fault. I got a phone call.
Yeah.
But we'll
Oh,
put you
okay.
on the team. We'll put you on a team who's highly likely to win the World Series as like a token of what you've done for this team. But overall, I wasn't happy about the package, and I'm sad that Schoolball is gone. Man, I've loved Schoolball in the Tigers uniform, obviously. So very sad.
Yeah. From the Dodgers' perspective, I'll say this: I was surprised the package was low. I was like, people were probably like, "Oh, you think we gave up a good I don't think we gave up a good package at all. I was like surprised. I was in my head. I was picturing Emmett Sheehan, River Robleski, Zaire, Mike Sirota, who's a prospect. Um, didn't cross my mind Brady Smith would be in the deal. But what it signaled to me is they value Zaire Hope very much. It's like that's what it seemed to me. The Dodgers do too, but the problem is he should be in AAA at least, and DePaula as well. The reason they aren't is because they got Tibbs, Sirota, Kendall George. Their off-field prospects are through the roof, so that's why Zaire was stuck in AAA, Double A. Same thing with Michael Bush when he got traded to the Cubs. There was just like no place for him to play if he came up to the major leagues. You got Freddie Freeman at first, you got Max Muncy at third. It's like where are we gonna put him? But Zaire to me is definitely the reason that they made the trade because he is projected to be multi-time MLB All-Star, and I can see it every time. Like I watch minor league games because of Zaire and DePaula, and bruh, anytime they're at bat, you just expect them to get a hit, an extra base hit, not even a single, like an extra base hit, a double, even a triple or a home run. That's how good they played. That's how good they've been. So I think that's the main reason they called the Dodgers. They're like, you know what, this Zaire Hope dude, we really want him on the team. Like he's that good. So I can see that, but still, it doesn't forgive getting River Ryan, who's injury prone. Everyone's gonna bring up his injuries. Has nasty stuff. Don't get me wrong. He has nasty stuff. When he made it to the majors with the Dodgers, and he played against like the Astros and that. He made those lineups look like fools. He made the Astros look like fools. He looked like he was gonna be a future ace of the rotation. Again, just injuries is why. And also, there's no room for him either, which is why he was in the minors longer than he should have been. Because where the Dodgers gonna put him? Like, you know the rotation is like you can't call up everybody and start him. So once he got his injury, he lost his place to Robleski. So now he's back in the minors. And Brady Smith, I still am to me a throw-in. I don't understand that by the Tigers. Maybe they value him more than we do, or like anything like. I just don't get that part of it. But yeah, 100% Tigers could have gotten more. 100% Dodgers could have given up more. But it's like that's the only thing that comes to my head is how much they value Zaire Hope.
Yeah, Zaire did hit a home run for us. I believe in his first game in our minor league system. So salute to him. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know where Zaire's going to be. I mean, Max Clark just got called up. We value Riley Green. Maybe he's going to be that last outfielder to go with Clark and Green,
Mhm.
possibly, because I think right now it's Veerling. Carey's hurt, but I think Carey's going to probably DH because Dill's probably just going to be the catcher. But who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows? But I mean, hey, the trade is here, and there is rumors. Well, I think Tarik Skubal actually said this that he hopes the Tigers are involved in his free agency. So, plot twist: maybe the Tigers gave Skubal to the Dodgers to go win a World Series, possibly, and then come right back, which I would
Yeah.
love to see.
Yeah. So that's another thing about this. He did come out saying, "Oh yeah, I hope the Tigers come out," which completely obliterates the argument that he only wanted to go to the Dodgers. That completely obliterates that argument because I never believed it. It was something Bob Nightingale said. Tyreek Skubal never said that. He never said, "Oh, I want to go sign with the Dodgers." I never believed that for a second, which angers me that like the Brewers and the Rays played victim when they could have offered more. And like Mizorowski with Skubal would have been dirty. McClanahan with Skubal would have been dirty in the postseason. So these teams don't have any excuse for not like trying to offer more to the Tigers. That's another thing. I don't think I seen a list of players that the Brewers and the Rays did not want to give the
Yeah, I was
Tigers.
about to say, yeah, that list came out, and I know not Tom, Teddy was talking about Jesus Madi or Made, or however you say his last name,
Mhm.
and he was on that list, but Teddy was like he was going to have to be given up if he was going to trade Screwball.
It's like, how much is the World Series worth to you? I mean, combined, Rays, Brewers won 0 World Series. It's like the last time Brewers made a big trade for a rental was CC Sabathia. It kind of worked out really well for them. I mean, they still didn't win the World Series, but hey, sometimes you got to take that gamble. And right now, the Dodgers, with what Tyreek just said, are pretty much taking that gamble too. They're like, you know what? If he leaves, let's at least try to win right now. And
Yep.
then, like, winning will cure all. So it's like, I don't see many top prospects working out in baseball. It's not like the NBA draft or the NFL draft where like the number one top 10 picks usually work out. There's some busts, but most of them work out. That's not in baseball. If you're a top prospect, a lot of the times you don't work out unless you're generational. So I don't know the obsession with keeping prospects when you can just trade for more. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
It's
why I don't get trading players for prospects in baseball, and that's why I say, I mean, look, I'm a newer baseball fan, but like the trade deadline and stuff like that with baseball, like irritates me. Like I feel like it brainwashed people to accepting that baseball trades are good, when in reality, to me, not really. Now you got your O'Neal Cruises for the Pirates that came from y'all that work out and stuff like that, but how far and few between is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the Dodgers prospects, there's a lot I can name throughout the years that like have worked out, but there's like a multitude I can name that have been like terrible, that were higher ranked. There was people higher ranked than Cody Bellinger at one point. There was someone higher ranked than like Walker Bueller at some point. There was someone there's a Diego Cartaya is the first one that comes to mind. He was ahead of Will Smith, I'm pretty sure, or in Cabert Ruiz of the Nationals, who both came from the Dodgers. He's not even in baseball right now. He was the number one prospect for the Dodgers for years and like untouchable. And you can't trade. Oh no, he's gonna be the next like catching Mike Trout, and he's out of baseball. So I'm like, sometimes you value prospects way too much when you could just trade for more. Like Zaire Hope wasn't even our prospect. We traded for him in the Michael Bush trade, and he came from another organization before that. River Ryan came from the Padres, and they became top prospects for the Dodgers. It's like you can always rebuild your prospect pool, but you can never always win a World Series. So it's like you got to put
Yeah.
all the chips to the table at a certain point and be like, yo, this team is nasty. The Brewers team is nasty. The Rays team is surprising everybody. They're nasty. Maybe we just need that one more piece to put us over the edge. And they didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, Mr. Roscoe and Screwball, like you said, would have been filthy. Those are my two favorite pitchers in baseball right
Mhm.
now. That'd have been disgusting.
That would have been a 1-2 punch. You're on a 5 game series. You're already up 2-0 at that point. You're
Yeah,
already up 2-0.
that's nasty.
All right, but thanks for joining me, Carl. Man, if you want to stick around, I do got to talk about the Nats. So I'm gonna bring on my next guest.
I
He is,
appreciate you. Appreciate you for having me. I can't stick around because, as you can see, I got to deal with this light flickering on and off and all
oh
that.
yeah,
But
true, true.
definitely appreciate you having me. Enjoy the rest of your show, man, and subscribe to Carl Talking College. I've been loafing lately, but I will be back tonight for sure. 100% guarantee you have my word. I'm back tonight.
Oh man, that college season's coming up fast, bro. It's
Oh
already
yeah,
August.
trust me. I'm already knowing.
You're
So
gonna
all
be
the content will
busy.
be done. Yeah, all the content will be done.
All right. So thanks, Carl, for joining me. Check out Carl Talking College. Don't forget to like and subscribe to his channel. Does a good job over there. College season's coming up fast. Uh, don't forget to hit him up. All right. So my next guest is joining me. He's a Nationals fan. We're going to talk about the Nats trade and the future of the Nats. He's the producer that helps out with a lot of the stuff that we got going on in R2L. He's my good friend. Please welcome Joe. Oh, there he is. My boy.
What's up? Happy to be on Zero Sports Talk. Let's talk baseball, man.
Oh, man, it's been a long time, but your Nats, they did something I didn't expect. And you saw my reaction. I remember you texted me that they traded Foster Griffin. I was like, why? Like, what? Like, I literally stopped everything I was doing. I was like, hold up. I gotta wait. What? Like, at the time, it made no sense to me. I understand that the Nats were a surprise team in the first half. But it says a lot that they traded Foster Griffin. It says a lot that they traded Luis Garcia to the Yankees. How did you feel about both those trades?
Okay, so the Luis Garcia Jr. one, I wasn't really too down on that one because, you know, for everybody who know the Nets, they offense is really good. You know, they're leading the league in runs batted in, they're leading the league in stolen bases, leading the league in home runs. You know, so the offense is there, fireworks. So we were willing to give up some hitters in return to help the pitcher. And one thing about Luis Garcia, like there was a lot of talks. Now, for the viewers that's watching, also like Carl's actually more advanced than me. All right. So I have a new brain when it comes to baseball. All right. So just bear with me. So basically, you got CJ Abrams, who's been in a lot of trade talks, you know, but us not trading him at the deadline, it tells you that, okay, we want to keep him around. So we most likely going to give him that extension, I'm assuming. But then you got Luis Garcia Jr., who's having a peak season. Like we talking about, he's having the best season of his career. And the one thing I like about this, trading him now, we traded him at the highest value. You know, like who knows that he's going to keep this up next year? Because he's playing very well right now. So we sold him high, not low. So that's what I like about it. And we got pitchers in return. Now, when it comes to Foster Griffin, now, early in my reaction, it's like, damn, we gave up our best pitcher. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's our issue. It's pitching, and he's been playing well, right? But then when I looked at the background stories and see what was going on, you know, obviously we signed him for a 1-year deal, and we wanted to extend him, but talks we never got into an agreement. So he turned down an offer that we offered him. He turned down an extension offer. So instead of losing him in free agency, get something for him. Now, could we get a lot for him? No, because wherever we trade him to, he's basically a 1-year rental. So like they're not going to give up, you know, a bunch of assets for a rental unless you're Skubal. But even them, they didn't give up a lot of assets.
Yeah.
Sorry, Carl. But so what I like about both trades is that, well, all the trades, because you got to talk about the trade with the Red Sox too that we made. I know it wasn't at the deadline, but we made one with the Red Sox too. We gave up a total of 4 players and got back 10 players, and 9 of them were pitchers. Griffey, like I said, number 1 offense. The bullpen sucks, bro. I mean, the ERA for the bullpen is 4.91, which is the 4th worst. Gave up 511 hits, which is the worst in baseball, and 78 home runs. Did you know that when we go into the 8th trailing, that we are 1-45? We are 1-45 if we're not winning the game by the 8th inning. We gave up the most saves in baseball. We gave up 30 so far. And I look at people like the Phillies who only gave up 14. And I'm like, yo, if we just cut this in half, Griffey, we are number 2 in our division. Yeah. We are a really good team. If we just
You're leading the wild card at that point.
Yes. if we just had a decent, not great, a decent bullpen, we are in the playoffs, wild card. So that's what I like about what we did, because the management saw that, Tabani saw that, you know what, man, with the roster we currently have, we're not going to go far. We can't just win by outscoring guys. I heard you talk about that, right? What your other team? You can't just sit there and outscore people. So what we did was we're going to bet on the future. We're going to give up, sell high, and we're going to bet on the future. And hopefully down the road, the pitching will catch up to the scoring.
Yeah, I agree with you. Once I looked actually into the details of why they would do it, I kind of agreed with the Nationals. I mean, if you can't get the extension talks right now, his value is at its literal highest, so he's gonna ask for a lot of money. Obviously, if it was earlier in the season and they were like, you know what, he has potential to be something, and then they extended him, they probably could have gotten him on a cheaper deal. So sell high on both. I do like some of the pitchers that they got back for the Yankees and Luis Garcia. They got Jake Bird, a veteran pitcher, Jack Serbert, the number 14th prospect. They got Ben Grammel, number 26, and I don't know if it's the Nationals or the Yankees rankings that they're doing here with the numbers, and Giovanni Cruz, another reliever. Cruz has been outstanding, 2.45 ERA. Like Joe said, he's new to baseball, but I tell him anything below 3.50 is usually a good pitcher. He's like more than a point. He's like 1.05 ERA, lower than that threshold. Very good young pitcher. Bird, very up and down veteran, but still it's like depth that you need in the bullpen. Something's got to work eventually. And maybe sometimes you just need what's it called? A change of scenery to get yourself right. And that's what I think they're doing with that trade. Foster Griffin. Oh, I just had the Foster Griffin trade up. Bear with me for a second.
Foster Griffin, man. He was playing well too, man. And I like the fact that we got pitchers from the Yankees who have great pitchers. You know what I mean? So they got great pitchers over there. So that made me more excited too.
Yeah, and with the Foster Griffin one, like you said, 1 year deal. He's about to expire. I didn't expect them to anyone to give up much. The Guardians did give up 4 prospects, 4 players, which is again more than the Skubal trade. Again, sorry, Carl, about that. But Foster Griffin helps the Guardians right now. Again, it pisses me off because now I'm thinking about the Brewers and the Rays not trading for Skubal. Well, 1 year deal for Foster Griffin, and the Guardians is like, yeah, we're gonna do that. But the Nationals, I think they're building up for next year. I think this is a next year move. This is a next year moment. It's like, hey, we weren't that as bad as we thought. We thought we were gonna be like completely out of the race by like the All-Star break. They were still in a good position. Again, their offense is amazing. No one expected that. CJ Abrams, James Woods, Padre fans are crying right now. I love it. They're turning into absolute studs. I never believed the CJ Abrams trade rumors, by the way. Like, just got him. Why would you trade him kind of
Wow,
thing?
we trade him.
Yeah, it's like that makes no sense. So a good bat to trade would be Luis Garcia. I understood that move for the bullpen. Didn't understand the Foster Griffin move, but now again, as details come out, I understand that move. The Nationals are going to be dangerous next year. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be sneaky, especially if the prospects they traded for can develop well and join them in the major leagues and really help that bullpen. That is horrific. It's still pretty bad. But they're like, we like the pieces we got in the lineup. Let's build for the future. Let's actually make this a contending team. Last thing I want to ask you, what do you see about, like, obviously we're talking about the future. What do you see about this Nationals future team? What can they be? Can they be a wild card team? Can they be an actual division contender? Can they be a playoff contender? Like,
yeah, I definitely think we can. For real, man. Like, I don't want to talk too crazy. I think we can challenge to win our division. You know, next year. I feel like when we play the Braves and Phillies, we challenge them. It's just closing the game out. That's been the problem, especially against the Phillies. I feel like they beat us at least 5 times this year when we just blew a save. You know, and then our top prospect, our recent top prospect, Dylan Cruz, he's actually stepping up and playing better also.
Mhm.
So I think the James Wood and Abrams, they're both young players. So can they still get better from what we've seen this year? I believe so. I think they can still grow. They're still both young. So I think the offense will be there. It's just we just need a okay bullpen. I'm not even saying starting pitcher. I'm saying okay bullpen. I think the starting pitcher is good enough. Is it the best?
Yeah.
No, but it's good enough. It's just can we maintain the lead? Oh, can we do that to finish the game out? And that's what we can do. Or can we steal some game? Can we actually take a lead? Like I said, 1-45, Griffey. After the eight losing, if you're losing by the eighth inning, we're 1-45. So I definitely could see for sure wild card next year if the pitching gets better. But I think we can challenge the Braves and the Phillies in our division.
And I agree with you on that because I said it during like the Knicks and Spurs finals is like some teams that are on the rise, they need to take their lumps first. And this is like the Nationals taking their lumps. It's like you're good, but you're not there yet, right? And then a team that I can picture, and Carl's gonna hate this one too. A team that I can like compare them to is like the Pistons. They were like bad for so long, and then they took their lumps. They made the playoffs. They were one of the 8 teams, and now they were the number one team last year. So it's like sometimes it's just building to steps. Don't sell everything, which I'm glad the Nationals didn't.
Yeah.
But sell some pieces to build for the future piece, and that's what they did. Shout out to them and shout out to you. Let the people know where they can find you, Joe.
Hey man, I'm just around. I'm around. I actually will be on CTC next Thursday to talk SEC football. So make sure I'm a Texas Longhorn fan, so we're gonna talk about that. The best conference in college football. All right. And also, you can catch me next week on the R2L show on the Commanders panel. So I get to talk about the Commanders. We just signed Stephon Diggs. Finally, give my boy a number 2 receiver. I was just watching the Buccaneers Commanders highlights earlier in the playoffs, and I'm like, my boy gonna be slinging that rock this year. You know what I mean? So he back. So I'm
Yep.
looking forward to it, man. Y'all can catch me on both of those platforms.
All right. Thanks for joining me, man. Thanks for talking Nationals. I couldn't have done this part without you. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me. Have a great
Uh,
show.
Peace. So other than those moves that my guests just talked about, there was a lot of others. And one specific one I want to talk about is Arias to the Phillies. I mentioned this in the intro. Very interesting turn of events happened before that trade, and it was Bryce Harper coming out and saying, "We need help." Fine, there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with a star saying that. It's like we need help. Um, he was asked, "Oh, help with what?" He said, "Is it pitching? Is it hitting?" He's like, "Both. We need help with everybody." That like, so what I want to say is, if you need help with if your star is asking for help, you usually just as a general manager, as a executive in the front office, just try to get him help. No, manager Don Mattingly came out and said, "Oh, when you're talking bad about our players and how we play, that means you're talking bad about someone specifically, and all this stuff." And I don't really get that thought. I'm guessing he's just defending his I think it's his son or something that works in the Phillies front office. But it makes no sense to like go at your star and saying your star is doing something wrong when all he's saying is he didn't call out names, he didn't hurt nobody. He just said, "Hey, we need help. The Phillies need help. We're not doing as well. Um, maybe at the trade deadline, can we get like an extra bat, an extra pitcher, something like that?" Which Bryce Harper is the face of that franchise, whether Don Mattingly likes it or not. That's the face of the franchise. I never understand the beef between Bryce and Dombrowski. Bryce, you signed Bryce to like lead the team, and Bryce is. I mean, I guess there's a better way you could do it behind closed doors and not call out like the front office or anything, but he's not saying names specifically. If anything, Dombrowski has thrown Bryce under the bus more than Bryce has thrown him under the bus because Dombrowski is the same one that says that Bryce Harper is not elite anymore and all this stuff. So, and he said it by name. Bryce never mentioned name unless Dave mentioned his name. So But anyways, I say all that to say they actually did make a move. They got Luis Arias, one of the best contact hitters in baseball for like feels like 10 years. It's been like 5 years. It's like the guy always is a great hitter. Whether you bat him in the top of the order or in the middle of the order, he's going to come through. He comes over from the Giants, who become sellers and started realizing, yeah, our season is cooked. Our franchise is cooked. And as a Dodgers fan, I can't stop being happy about that. That is amazing. I love that the Giants are selling. But Luis Arias comes in with a 323 average on the season. Again, one of the very few 300 hitters we got in our league. It's crazy how much the league has changed. Uh, usually I think I saw a stat that was like 20, 25, 300 hitters 10 years ago in the MLB. Now there's only like three or four. But they get their bat, they get their help. We'll see how that works out for Philadelphia. We'll see if he has that sneaky power that he always has when he like goes to a new team or contending team. He starts hitting home runs for some reason. But other than that, Adley Rutschman to the Red Sox. This was a shock that Baltimore traded their star catcher to the division rival. But Rushman hasn't been great in recent years. Injuries has something to do with that, but he's he's not what we thought he would be. We thought he would be like the best catcher in baseball for like the next 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. He hasn't been that. So they do end up trading him to Boston. Again, don't understand why you would trade him in the division, but I'm guessing the Yankees also wanted Rushman, but couldn't put up a good package to get him. I've seen a lot of Yankees fans upset about that. I think the Orioles are, man, I don't even know what to say about them because it's like you were a playoff team like not so long ago, and now you're back in the basement. And the Rays, who like are the like best team in the AL, they go into the basement and they come out of it super fast. When the Baltimore goes into the basement, they don't make it out of the basement anytime soon. So that's kind of painful to see. Adley Rushman, face of the franchise, to the Red Sox. I think it's a good deal for the Red Sox. They needed a catcher. They needed, especially a veteran catcher, someone who can help them in the playoffs where the lights aren't too bright. They don't need to call up any prospects or anything like that. They got their help. We'll see if he can stay healthy, and we'll see if Boston keeps him in the future. But good pickup for them. Other than that, we got Luis Castillo to the White Sox, which this was a long time coming. The Mariners, one thing you can't say about the Mariners is they lack pitching. They have great starting pitching. Um, so to me, I'll just say finally. I guess that's all I can say is finally. He needed to leave the Mariners, Luis Castillo. He gets to join a White Sox team that is one of the surprises in the MLB, leading the division, the AL Central. Mind you, the AL Central isn't that good, but not the only good division I guess you could say in the AL is the AL East. The AL West isn't that much better. I mean, the Rangers are in second place, and I think they have a below 500 record. So, but he does get to join a White Sox team that's been exciting. I've been tuning into White Sox games. I didn't think I was going to say that this year. Shout out to the White Sox. Y'all put in work. And again, it's a young team. They need playoff experience. They need a veteran in there. Luis Castillo fits that bill perfectly. Um, I don't think they were in on the Skubal trade song. That would have been interesting if the Tigers traded him to the White Sox. But it's still very competitive in the AL Central. This is a move to hopefully help them get over the hump. They have a veteran pitcher that helps your young core of pitchers that you got over there. Still, you got Munataka Murakami and all that. Very good, exciting White Sox team. Very good trade. Other than that, there was two pitchers traded to the Padres, and Casey Mize from the Tigers, Robbie Ray from the Giants. Again, anytime the Giants are sellers, I'm happy because that means they are terrible. Casey Mize, it's I don't know how the Padres still have prospects to trade, but Casey Mize goes to the Padres. I'm not happy about that one because it just makes the Padres better. And I guess It's not like I worry about the Padres. I just don't like Padre fans being happy. Now I'm letting my bias come out. Let me try to be unbiased about this. Casey Mize has been a really good pitcher. He's had a very subpar year this year. So maybe a change of scenery is what he needs. And the Tigers are over here just getting rid of their pitchers and hoping that Fremer Valdez and Troy Melton can lead them. Like my friend Carl said earlier on the show, Robbie Ray, this wasn't a surprise. He was going to get traded. The Giants aren't contenders like they thought they would be. They aren't this team on the rise that some people expect them to be. They are bad. They are bad. So Robbie Ray goes to the Padres. They get two more starting pitchers to help them out. I'm not really worried about it. Actually, let me check Robbie Ray real quick because I forgot what his stats were. But yeah, I mean, he's been decent for and a bad team. He's been really good. So shout out to the Padres for getting a good pitcher from a rival. I don't really got much else to say about that. Luis Garcia to the Yankees. We talked about that earlier. Yankees have more holes to fill than just one hitter. I don't understand what the Yankees are doing. They need a catcher. They need a corner outfielder. They need a third baseman. They didn't get any of that. They got Luis Garcia, who's a DH first baseman. Unless you're trying to move things around, I don't see it. Um, I mean, your pitchers have been great. You're trying to stay above water until Aaron Judge comes back, but like with so many holes in other positions, let me just say, y'all should have traded Jazz Chisholm. I'm just saying that. I'm just gonna say it. I guess there was a trade in place to send him to Baltimore, but he like declined it. Why does he have a no trade clause? I don't. Why does he have any power at all? Whatever. But Jazz didn't get traded. They didn't really address anything, but they added more power. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I don't know. I guess they needed another lefty bat in that lineup, anyways. Jeff Hoffman to Minnesota. Toronto having to sell was not on my bingo card at the beginning of the year, but they've been plagued with none but injuries. They've been hurt. It's been terrible. Feel bad for Toronto, but I do not feel bad about that ring. Glad we beat them. Glad we're not them right now. Jeff Hoffman, Minnesota needs a closer. They got one in Jeff Hoffman. Shout out to them. And Taylor Ward to the Mariners. If one thing the Mariners need is more help with the bat, they get Taylor Ward from the Orioles or selling. Uh, Decent acquisition. I can't say anything bad. I think that was really good for them. I thought they would do a little more, but hey, at least you didn't do like absolutely nothing. And then the Guardians, I talked about, they did the most. Foster Griffin, Nathaniel Lowe, and Joe Adell all get traded to the Guardians, and the Guardians are going to push for a playoff spot, something that I wish more teams would do, but they don't. They just like, oh, we care about our prospects. We're gonna protect them with like, we're gonna wrap them behind a cage or something like that. It's like, yo, sell your prospects if your team is good. If your team is good, there's very little prospects you actually need right now that can help you win a World Series. So shout out to the Guardians for actually not doing what the Rays and the Brewers are doing with their prospects and thinking about the future. Because we all know what's going to happen with the Brewers and the Rays. This is going to be a rant. The Brewers and the Rays, the reason they ain't selling their prospects is because they're going to let all their good players that are playing right now, they're going to let them go anyways. They're going to trade them somewhere else for more prospects. They're going to trade, the Rays are going to trade Junior Caminero eventually. The Brewers are going to trade Wilson Contreras, Yelich, all of them eventually. They're just going to let them all go. And then they're going to bring up the prospects that value so much. They're going to be good for a little bit, and then they're going to get rid of them too. So I don't understand what the Brewers and Rays is doing. It's just good to be division winners. It's not good to be World Series champions in their eyes, by what I see. But other than that, those are the trade deadline moves. I was going to talk about the standings, but I already mentioned AL is pretty weak. The AL East being the best division, led by the Rays. Shout out to the Red Sox. I think they've won like 27 out of the last 30 games, and they swept my Dodgers. Speaking of which, Dodgers are on a 7-game losing streak. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about the offense. I know the pitching has blown a lot of games late in the games, but like there wouldn't be games to blow if the offense could actually score and hit consistently, which they haven't been able to. Mookie Betts is a shell of himself, but he did pay off his contract already. I mean, he got the Dodgers 3 rings. If I disrespect Mookie anymore than what I just said, I'll look ungrateful. So shout out to Mookie. I just think his offense could be slightly better. You don't need to be 330 home run Mookie, but he can be a little better. Shout out Shohei. Shohei doing Shohei things. Hopefully he can get back on the mound. We got Skubal. We got the pitching. I'm not that worried about the bullpen. If anything, Tyler Glass now or Justin Robleski or one of the starters can always go to the bullpen in the postseason. I hate that they're cruising so much where it seems like they don't care as much anymore about the regular season. But that says a lot about our division rivals. Like y'all are putting no fear in the Dodgers' eyes. And even if they do, even if somebody magically wins the division from the Dodgers, they'll just be in the wild card. And just like last year, go through a wild card game and make it back to the World Series somehow, some way. But they won't do it if the offense keeps playing like they are right now. It's a terrible offense. It's hard to watch. It's like they go up there expecting a walk and they strike out on ground balls, choppers. It's not a good offense to watch. I don't see the power that they once had. Kyle Tucker has been a disappointment, just like Edwin Diaz in the bullpen has been a disappointment. So hopefully they pick it up. Hopefully the Dodgers step up. At the end and the final month of the season, I don't know what they're gonna do in August. I think they're just gonna keep cruising, hoping to get wins every now and then. But you're 2-8 in your last 10 games. You're on a 7 game losing streak. Eventually, you gotta stop trying to coast and actually win games and act like it matters because then now carry off into the postseason. So we'll see. We'll see what the Dodgers do in the next week. If they pick it up, I'll come back here and say, okay, they got it. But right now, I don't think they do. It's more like it shows that they don't care more than they like care. Like that's the problem I'm having. If they just were bad, if they just sucked, I'd be like, okay, this was a bad idea. Trying to three-peat with like the same core over and over again. No, it just looks like they don't care. So hopefully they pick it up. We'll see. They're leading the division by 7.5. In a second place are the Diamondbacks, who they're currently playing. Diamondbacks got a chance to cut it to 5.5, which would be terrifying. But if they sweep LA, by the way. But we'll see what happens there. The Brewers are the Brewers. They're dominating, best record in baseball. They did this whole thing last year too, and then got swept by the Dodgers. I'm not going to talk about them. The Braves, shout out to them. I love the Braves. I love what the Braves are doing. The Braves are leading the NL East. I knew that team was, if they stayed healthy or relatively healthy, that team is the best team in the NL East. They just haven't been for the last 2-3 years because they haven't been healthy. But them to me are the biggest threats to the Dodgers is the Braves. Phillies, I think they're going to finish in a wild card spot. I'm not thinking they're going to take the division from the Braves. And then you got the Marlins, all them fighting for who's worse. Right now, the Marlins are winning that fight. No, not bad. Not even the Marlins. The Mets are winning that fight. The Mets are absolutely terrible. Shout out to them. Everyone that says money buys rings, just look at the Mets. And they're going to be like, oh, that's the only exception. That's the only exception to the rule. Oh, well, the Dodgers are the only exception to the rule that money wins championships. So whatever argument you can use, I can use too. Shout out to the Mets for being so horribly bad and being the greatest example of spending money doesn't get you anywhere in baseball. Developing players, coaching, pitching, all of that matters as a collective. And the Dodgers do everything better than everybody else. Yeah, I said it. All right. So that's the end of my rant of the MLB. I'm glad for those who tuned in and saw it live. Other than that, I'm going to shout out some of my R2L shows to end the show. So the main show, the R2L show, hosted by Tomo and Carl. Shout out to them too. Go check them out. I believe it's every Monday and Wednesday, I believe now. How do I not know the schedule? I don't know. Baseball with Teddy. If you want more baseball talk, I only do it every now and then. He's the main guy to go to for baseball talk. So shout out to Teddy. He talks about everything in the MLB. He went through the trade deadline. and he'll keep you up to date with the current news in baseball. Unfazed with Joe and AJ. NBA NFL debate show. Go check them out if you like First Take, if you like Undisputed. Their show just like that. They do a good job. In the Red Corner with Ty, Ricky, and Tomo. If you love boxing, if you love MMA, go check them out. They'll keep you up to date with the latest fights that's going on out there. Dave's Doghouse, lowlights and highlights of sports. Hardest working dude I know. I'm pretty sure he's doing a show after this one, so go show him some love. He does a great job. Shout out to him. And football, Coach Combs. Fantasy football's around the corner. I got multiple NFL fantasy drafts I got to do, so I'm going to be watching a lot of Coach Combs, and you should as well. But shout out to him. Carl Talking College, he was my guest earlier. Great guy, does a great job doing all the previews. He's going to do the SEC preview with Joe, so go check that out. The best conference, not even the best conference, like win a championship in the last 2 years, 3 years. When has it been the last time the SEC won a championship? Was it Georgia like 4 years ago? Yeah, you're not the best conference. Real Ballers Only with Vaughn. Any NBA talk, NBA offseason is wrapping up. We're getting closer to training camp. Check out Vaughn for any NBA talk. And that's all for me. We talked about it. We got it over with. And I'll see you guys next week. This is Zero Griffey. Peace out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.